1956. Exciting year. Elvis released his first album. The first transatlantic phone cable went live, and a group of scientists gathered in a small college in New Hampshire, convinced they were about to solve intelligence. Human intelligence. The thing that took evolution 4 billion years to produce. They had a summer. And a budget. Should be fine. Now, to be fair, scientists have always had a complicated relationship with difficulty. They split the atom. They mapped the human genome. They also, at one point, prescribed cocaine for toothaches. So the results have been mixed. But still, these were serious people, with serious credentials, serious funding, and a completely unserious grasp of how hard this was going to be. And then, they made a promise. A very specific promise. A promise so confident that if you heard it today, you would assume they were either joking or had never met a computer. And this is where everything goes wrong. At the 1956 Dartmouth Conference, one of the founders of AI looked at the field and said,
"We'll have machines doing anything a human can do, within a decade."
Hey, what? Scientists and their very healthy relationship with timelines. Scientists love predictions. Not in a careful way. In a,
"Let me give you a specific number with tremendous confidence."
need to understand the universe? 20 years. Need to cure cancer? 20 years. Need to build a second human intelligence from scratch? Also 20 years. 20 years is the scientific equivalent of,
"I'll do it after the holidays."
it means we believe in the goal. It does not mean we have a plan. And in 1956, they did not have a plan. They had enthusiasm, which is different. Enthusiasm does not compile. What the computers could actually do. Here's the thing about early AI programs. They were impressive, genuinely, in extremely specific situations, suspiciously specific. There was a program called ELIZA, built in 1966. ELIZA could hold a therapy session.
Wow.
You'd type, "I feel anxious." ELIZA would say,
"Why do you feel anxious?"
"Remarkable," until you realize, that's it. That's the whole program. Just asking why.
Why?
Over
Why?
and over.
Why?
Somehow, this also became the model for every airline customer service chatbot in history. We don't talk about that. The translation situation, or a comedy of errors. Mostly errors. One of AI's first big real-world tests. Translate Russian into English. Cold War. Stakes are high. Government is watching. Scientists said,
"Give us a few years. Give us money. A lot."
government gave them money. Scientists built systems. Systems translated the phrase, "the spirit is willing but the flesh is weak," into Russian and back. Result? The vodka is good but the meat is rotten. Not incorrect, necessarily, but not what the Pentagon requested. The government, sensing a pattern, asked for a report. The report nobody ordered but everyone deserved. 1966. A government committee published the ALPAC report. Findings. Machine translation was not working. Was twice as expensive as hiring humans. Was also slower than hiring humans. So, more money, more time, worse results. The scientists had successfully invented the worst version of a human. The common sense problem, which, in retrospect, was ironic. Here's what the scientists discovered, the hard way. Intelligence is not one skill. It is understanding context, applying common sense, knowing what you don't know, knowing when to stop talking. That last one alone could take centuries. A computer can calculate faster than any human, but a computer doesn't know you shouldn't calculate anything at a funeral. Scientists had a name for this gap, the common sense problem, which is, genuinely, the funniest possible name, given that no one in the field appeared to have any. The Lighthill Report. 3 words that ended careers. 1937. Britain sent in Sir James Lighthill, mathematician, reviewer of things, destroyer of vibes. He looked at everything AI had produced, every paper, every system, every promise made at every conference. His conclusion?
AI had failed to achieve its grandiose objectives.
Grandiose objectives. That is a British insult so precise it has its own postcode. When the money leaves the room, it doesn't say goodbye. After the reports, the funding stopped. Quietly, quickly. The US cut AI budgets dramatically. The UK followed. Labs closed, programs ended. Researchers updated their CVs with skills like managed expectations, resilience, extensive experience with being wrong. This period got a name, the AI winter. A winter is when nothing grows, when the ground hardens, when you have to explain to people at dinner parties that your field isn't dead.
It's just resting.
It was dead. For a while, it looked like artificial intelligence was simply over, a dream that got ahead of its own foundations, a promise the technology couldn't keep. But here's the thing about winters. Something is always growing underneath, slowly, in the dark. And it turns out, while these scientists were making promises they couldn't keep in 1956, two other scientists had already published something, 13 years earlier, in 1943. Nobody paid much attention at the time. It didn't have a flashy conference, no government funding, no grandiose objectives, just a quiet, strange idea. An idea that said,
What if intelligence isn't magic? What if it's just electricity?